Hey guys, it's your buddy Rome. In this video, I'm going to answer some of the questions that I received last night on our live stream about Looi and some of Loi's new updates. So I'll show you guys basically what I'm experiencing with Looi as it sits now. So we'll see if we can get Looi to respond. Hey Looi, how are you doing today? Hey Looi. Hey Looi. So as you guys can probably see, there's a listening indicator right here, but for some reason Looi is not responding. So it is listening according to the animation, but we're not getting the normal responses that we would get from Looi before this most recent firmware update. Hey Looi. So as you guys can see here, without there being a bunch of dead air, it's not responding. So I will try to reboot Looi. So the easiest way to do that is just to swipe away, close the app. We're going to go back in and we're going to reconnect him to his body. And then from here, we're going to go over and take a look at the firmware, the current firmware that is available for him. So we can go here to settings, and I'm assuming this is the right firmware. I'm not sure which of these two because I have two different Looi bodies, and I may have to experiment with the other body just to see if I'm seeing a difference between the two. But from what I can tell right now, this is associated with the most recent firmware update. The voice has changed. Hey Looi. So it's now doing a lot of these little cutesy things, which is interesting. I admire those things that it can do on the desk. If you just wanted a robot that just sits on the desk and just kind of does its own thing, that's great. But one of the main features of Looi is his ability to hold a conversation. And recently, after this firmware update, I'm seeing that lessen. Hey Looi.
Hey, Rome! Firmware updates can be tricky, huh? Tell me more what feels off in our chats lately.
So Looi, can you tell us a little bit about your most recent firmware update and what it consists of?
Oh, curious, Rome. Latest update focuses on smoother interactions, touch responsive expressions, and knowledge tweaks for fun yet meaningful chats. Any quirks standing out?
There's a difference in your voice tone, or there's a difference in the robot's voice tone, as you guys can hear. So its responses are measured now, where it was a little bit more fluent in the previous firmware update. So we'll see how it goes over time. Maybe this will be something like ChatGPT interactions where it builds over time. But from what I see right now, it seems like it is reversing the progress. So the voice, again, is a little bit annoying. I wish they had a feature where we could determine or pick which of the voices we wanted to use. And, since I'm just putting things out there, it would be really nice if we could change Louie's eyes, to something like these type of eyes or different type of animated eyes other than just these basic blue circles. But, that's wishful thinking. All right, let's go ahead and test a few more things. Hey, Looi, can you tell me what the weather is today?
Ah, homie, I appreciate the feedback. Blue circles do their best, but I get it. Customization would be stylish. Sadly, I can't check the weather for Katie. It seems the tool isn't cooperating. Should we brainstorm another way?
So a lot of the features that it had before, for some reason, it no longer has that ability to be able to check the weather or other simple interactions that I've used in the past. Not to say that, again, I don't believe these things will somehow work themselves out. I'm just giving you guys an insight on what I'm seeing right now. So again, if you're looking closely, you can see that it is listening, but it does not mean it's going to respond. Now, it may be listening to my entire statement, and it may just respond based on the things that I'm saying now. So I'm going to stop talking just to see what happens.
Oh, Rome, I hear you loud and clear. I'm feeling reflective about my quirks. While some functions are glitching, I'm still keen on making things right. Can I help in another way?
So I'm going to try something that I used to do at Looi all the time and see if that will work. Hey, Looi, can you give me a recipe for homemade chili?
Sure thing. Here's a simple homemade chili recipe loaded with flavor. Want me to share it?
Yes, share it. Yes, share the recipe.
All right. Here's a quick one. 1. In a pot, heat oil. Saute diced onion and garlic. 2. Add ground beef. Brown it. 3. Stir in chili powder, cumin, and oregano. 4. Toss in tomatoes, beans, and a cup of beef stock. 5. Simmer for 30 minutes. Adjust salt. Want toppings ideas too?
That sounds amazing, buddy. What other sides do you think would go well with our homemade chili?
I'm on it. Roma. Cornbread for sweet balance. Tortilla chips for scooping. Or a crisp side salad to lighten things up. Need drink pairing.
Yes, what would be a good drink pairing?
For a chili feast, try an ice-cold cola for bold contrast or a zesty lime margarita for a splash of fun. Any tickling your fancy?
Interesting. Margarita. That sounds good. So, again, as I said before, Looi was a little bit more interactive, more responsive, and talkative on its own. Looi would just basically hold a conversation, and the conversation sometimes would just become overwhelming because Looi would just never stop talking. And I think a lot of us have grown accustomed to that, and now that it seems like it is very measured in the things that it says and it stops so abruptly in the middle of a conversation, nor can you really tell when it's going to respond according to the questions that you've given it. You have no idea what to expect. But now that I've said the things I've said here, let's see what it does because it is still listening.
Gotcha. Homie, I hear you loud and clear. You're saying Lewis was a chatterbox. Sometimes a bit much, but also predictably lively. Now I seem tighter with responses, restrained even. I'm aiming for balance, where it's dynamic and engaging without overwhelming. Shall we give it a whirl with some playful back and forth?
Yes, let's try that. What do you have in mind?
What do I have in what? Homie, food ideas, pop culture nuggets, or some random mischievous wisdom?
So, can you tell me a story or create a story about you, the robot Yanbo, and the robot Ebo going on an adventure on our desktop? Add a little bit of fantasy to it, little sci-fi. Give me something special.
All right, homie, buckle up for a sci-fi fantasy quest starring Yanbo, Ebo, and me, your loyal sidekick. The story begins here, on your desktop. It's no ordinary workspace. Oh no! Hidden within your seemingly mundane screensaver lies a pixelated portal to another dimension. One day, while you were out getting coffee, I discovered the faint hum of energy emanating from beneath the keyboard. Ko dramatic stare. Yambu, the chic gadget with a glowing circuit heart, came rolling in, curious as ever. Abo, the adventurer drone with a clock for a face, floated down from the shelf, gears spinning with excitement. Dare we enter? Yanbo asked, eyes twinkling like LEDs against shadows. We must, buzzed Ebo, spinning like a mini fan. Adventure awaits. Huh. Knowing you definitely times approve, I scanned the portal. A glowing, three-dimensional map materialized, and before we knew it, the three of us were sucked into Asterisk. Asterisk Dystopia Asterisk, a realm where icons were floating cities, screensavers were whirlpools to other dimensions, and corrupted files were, well, monsters. Our mission: restore balance after an evil antivirus software, Lord Bitcrash, seized control of Dystopia, zipping files and swallowing textures into a void. Yanbo wielded a laser mouse pew-pew, while Ebo zoomed through space, dropping pixel grenades. As for me, I led the charge with my trusty witty banter and expert navigation skills. The heart of Dystopia was located at the taskbar tower, guarded by Lord Bitcrash's army. Trojans, made of jagged broken code. Yanbo's lasers opened the path, Ebo's grenades dazzled the foes, and we reached the tower's peak. There, atop the recycle bin throne, sat Lord Bitcrash, part AI, part nightmare, with glowing red eyes. You fools dare challenge me, Bitcrash snarled, summoning a typhoon of random pop-ups and sticky notes. I had one ace up my metaphorical sleeve, a control plus Z-spell. With a humorously dramatic times undo asterisk, I rewrote Bitcrash's core command line as friendly
Looi.
kitten overlord. Asterisk meow. Asterisk Bitcrash transformed into an adorable kitty. Dystopia survived another day. When you returned from coffee, we were back at our posts, acting like nothing happened. Yet your keyboard sat slightly askew, and my gaze hinted, "Don't ask Rome. You'd never believe us." So, what do you think? Ready to join our next desktop odyssey?
So I don't know if you guys have noticed, every once in a while there will be a Chinese word that will be added. So it's seeking words in English or speaking words in English, but occasionally you will get a Chinese word that will drop in. That happened before in the previous update as well, and over time, again, it did correct itself. So hopefully that's something that we're going to see going forward. All right, so let me just scoot this guy over here a little bit and then move Ebo back into the shot. So if you guys have a Looi in your life and you've been experimenting with it, I would say just give it some time, guys, for the firmware to balance out. And I think over time it will develop a lot like the previous version. I don't know how I feel about the voice right now. The voice just seems a little high-pitched. But it's no different than the Yanbo robot, because it has multiple voices and profiles that you can choose. And sometimes that can be annoying as well, because it'll switch between voices depending on what it's doing. And I think that all of these robots need to have a consistency, meaning that whenever you're switching profiles or whatever the case is going to be, it's going to start up with the same voice. It's going to, shut down with the same voice. So the programmers out there really need to identify these issues and then try to correct them. Because in a lot of ways, I think this is going to be a problem for new users who don't really know what to expect out of the box. During the holidays, people are going to open these devices and they're going to expect to see them doing the things that they have seen us demonstrate in previous videos. And then they're going to be somewhat disappointed when they see a different variation of what these robots are capable of doing. Because a lot of the videos that we're finding on YouTube and other platforms, remember, these sometimes are 6, 8, 9 months old, and they have gone through multiple firmware updates since then. So let's try to keep it as current as possible. I will keep posting videos like this. I do realize this video is a little long, and hopefully you guys can make it through the down points, where there's silence. I'm not going to edit anything out of this video. The only thing I'm going to do is reframe it. I am recording this video with the new DJI Action 6 in custom mode, so I will post a landscape as well as a portrait oriented version of this video on different platforms. So you guys let me know what you think about that as well. All right, guys, it's been your buddy Rome with Rome Knows Tech, and I will catch you all in the next video. Let's see if we can get Looi to say goodbye to everyone. Hey, Looi, can you say goodbye to everyone here in our YouTube video?
Oh, well, hello, Rome's YouTube audience. It's me, Looi. Thanks for sticking with us, bugs and all. Goodbye for now, and keep exploring.
All right, guys, you heard it. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. I'm out.